following is the views of Max and JC. They're not experts in any way, but if you don't like their podcast, you don't like their views, don't listen.
So, we were recording this show originally. We got a video.
Brothers, low down.
And we fucked it up. I fucked it up because I didn't push record on this podcast that we pushed through. So we were discussing movies, and Max was telling me, because Max is a big movie. And one thing we did discuss before is Max, to give you a history again, Max is a guy, when we were growing up, he would tell us to watch dumb movies because to him it was funny, because people would waste their time. Because back when we were younger, you had to rent a VCR from a store.
Yep.
You couldn't go online. You couldn't order it. You couldn't get it from a box. You had to go into an actual store where they had people behind the counter, like a video store, and you would select these VCR movies, and they'd have a new release, which you always ran into to get the first Terminator or something. And if all that shit was gone, then you went to the action, westerns, whatever, and you would pick movies. Well, Max would always get movies, if I remember correctly, when we were younger, he would get movies from Circle K, or he'd get movies from some video store, then he would watch it, and it was terrible. But then he would tell everybody it was awesome, so we would rent it.
Yes.
And then as we watched it, we would be angry because we wasted our time. But we didn't have an option. Like, we didn't rent multiple movies because, like you said, you had to give them, like, a credit card, or it costs $5, and then they would, like, hold you ransom. Basically, if you didn't return it the next day, rewound. And then if you didn't put it back in the sleeve or whatever, they'd just make it worth you. Like, your life was over. So
they would call you, like the mafia. Hey. You've had this movie now for 2 days. If you don't bring it back, we're going to send Louis over to collect it.
To break your VCR.
And it'll break your VCR. And you'll never watch a movie again.
And your VCR has cost $200, and it's huge.
And then I'm going to let everybody know not to rent to you. You'll never watch a movie in this town again.
Do you remember that? Do you remember being in the blackball list? Like, if you didn't return shit, you'd go there and you'd be trying to slide it in there. They're like, no, I can't rent to you. And you're like, well, what happened? And they have like a little card, the little 3x5 card where they wrote like the shit that you didn't do, or you didn't rewind, or you didn't return it on time, or whatever the fuck, like a library card.
Remember they started dying out, right? And then there was one place where I used to live, and I don't know what the fuck happened. Something, and they sent me to collections for $7.
Did they?
Yeah. And I was like...
Did you get phone calls for $7?
I got a phone call. And I said, what? What? Serious? $7? I was like, I'm not even going to pay it. What are you going to do?
$7 tank of gas back in the 80s, buddy.
Dude, it was so funny. Because, from what I understand is that when they send it to collections, the collection company buys the debt off of the person.
Right.
For like 50%.
Right.
So then now they own it.
They own $7.
But
each of you, $7 times 100 is $700 they're collecting.
You know what's funny is that one time I had somebody call me for collections, and I go, well, let's just do the settlement offer right now, because I already know you're going to cut it, because we have to wait 30 days to do that. And I go, okay, call me back in 30 days. This is going to affect your credit. And I don't fucking care.
And this is on a phone. Shit. This was on your phone back in the day, too. They didn't have cell phones.
No, they didn't have cell phones.
Cell phones, they had pagers.
Oh, dude, anyways, this was a huge racket. And on top of that, you had to rewind it, and it was fast forward. It was a lot of moving parts. It was all bullshit.
You couldn't skip it.
No, you couldn't skip.
You couldn't skip a scene.
And if you fell asleep, you had to fucking push rewind and watch a bunch of static. And then if it broke, or if your VCR ate it, you were fucked. Took it back to the movie place. You're like, oh, that movie's like $700. Fuck you. I'll go to Walmart, buy it, and I'll give it to you. Nope, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, so that happened to me. That truly happened to me.
It's a true story.
I put a movie on top of my car, drove off, and it was the worst fucking movie. I don't remember the movie. And I remember I said I lost the movie Hollywood video store.
Yeah, Hollywood.
And they
Fuck
said,
you, Hollywood.
And they said,
oh, they're dead.
Well, we'll look it up. $240 to replace this tape. And I said, well, I'll just get it at the store. And they said, no, it's not the same. We get it from a movie company, and you can't do that. So I had to pay them for a movie that was terrible because I left it on
Why'd you
top of
pay
my
'em?
car. I don't know. I'm just
You're
a
a
good
pussy.
person.
Oh my god!
What the fuck, man?
Fuck you! What are they
Why
gonna
am
do
I-
to you?
They did. They sent someone to my house. There was a guy dressed in a movie costume.
You know what's funny is, do you remember we had to put on those applications like people we knew? And
Yeah,
if they
you
couldn't
do
get
it like a
hold of you,
references.
they would call
Yeah.
your friends,
Yeah.
and your friends would call like, dude, why is Hollywood calling me about your late movie rentals? Fucking assholes.
Or you put that movie in your car and you forget about it for like a fucking week or so, and you're like, the late fees are going to be ridiculous. So you drop it in the Dropbox.
Oh, at night
Go to
you run?
another movie place to get a
Yeah.
new ID.
You know, I wish I was more creative back then and had technology to splice in like a little mini movie in the middle of a movie.
Put your movie in there.
Like, fuck this place, they're assholes.
Us just sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
This is the worst movie ever. Turn
or
it
just
off.
or just have it right at the beginning. The main character dies at the end. His girlfriend cheats on him. Boom. I would
Put
love to
the
do
end
that.
in the beginning of a movie, splice it together.
Yes. So, anyways,
So
I
you
want to
Max
start.
goes and watches movies quite a bit because he doesn't have internet at his house.
Yeah.
So
big
he rents
fucktard.
movies on a consistent basis. And
Yes.
he rented one movie we were just talking about, which was a Bob Saget movie, and I didn't even know Redbox produces movies now.
Yep.
But Redbox produces movies, and the movie you watched was called Benjamin.
Off the charts, stupid.
And Benjamin, based on this movie, didn't look exciting at all. I'll show you the picture for our video. But
It's just
what
fucking
made
beyond
him
dumb.
want to get it is this right here, and it's just a bunch of dudes sitting around a kid sitting in a chair. But because the actor's in it, again, that's what you look at. You said that looks like it was appealing, so that's what he rented it. And this thing is, when he rents this, he had to watch it. So you watched the whole movie, correct?
Yes.
You didn't turn it off. You didn't turn it off one bit.
I was trying to see. You ever watched a movie and tried to see if it gets better? So I'll fast forward for shit. If I see them like where I know it's a little monologue of music or they're making out, and unless I know there's going to be some nudity,
You'll
I
fast
just-
forward it.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's fucking dumb. And this movie, I did fast forward through a couple scenes, and it was so bad. It reminded me of a bunch of people just got together. I think they filmed this movie at his house because it looked like a normal house. And said, "Hey, you guys come on over, and Redbox is going to give us $1 million to make this movie." So
And then he
Well,
asked
do
the
you have a
Olsen
script?
twins. The Olsen twins showed up, and he made it
yeah,
into a full
he's
house.
like, they're like, "Well, do you have a script?" Nah, fuck it, we're gonna wing it because that's what that movie was like. It was so beyond stupid. But I'm gonna give Redbox reviews.
of movies you've watched. Now, I got to ask you one question. When you
You
look at
never
these
ask me
movies,
just one question.
when you look at these movies, I saw a Steven Seagal movie in here.
Ah, fuck that guy. I don't watch anything. Of
Come
his.
on, you watched them back in the day. We watched. all
Yeah,
those
they were
movies.
cool back in the day, but then he's just stupid. Every movie that he does, he's like the ultimate superhero.
Huh.
So I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you guys a little rundown.
The General Commander.
Yeah, it's
Come
all
on.
about him being some.
Gotten 5 stars.
Yeah, from his friends.
Seagal is back and
It's
shooting
from his
from an
friends.
Oscar. In this
He must
soon.
have. He wanted to be like a soldier because every fucking movie, some ops guy.
Wasn't he a cop? I thought he was
that
a
fucking dumb show.
I thought-
Yeah, that's fucking dumb.
He taught cops how to fight.
Yeah, yeah. It was so here's one of the movies I just recently watched: Cold Pursuit with Liam Neeson. That was good.
That was a recent movie that just came out.
Yeah, it was good.
And what was
He
so
was-
good about it?
He was just like his normal movies, like what's those movies?
Where he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill all of you.
Yeah.
You took my daughter.
It's pretty
my
much
attitude.
what it is. It's pretty brutal. It's
So it's after a drug cartel murders his son. So this is just
Yeah.
like Taken.
yes,
So this is just another Taken movie.
but he's working. He's a snowplow guy. So, anyways, it's good.
He makes blizzards at Dairy Queen.
Yes, it's good. But let me tell you. Okay, now Another movie I watched that was surprisingly good was Serenity. Right there.
Is there
Serenity with
Serenity?
Matthew McConaughey. I like him.
What was the movie about?
It was. If I tell you, it'll ruin it.
Well, we're doing a movie review, and I don't think I'm going to watch it. So just give me the whole fucking idea of it.
I lost a page. It was about.
Here it is.
It was about this.
Dude, he works with a phone pretty fast here. Serenity's a boat captain idyllically exists in disrupting when his ex-wife asked him to murder her husband to save her and their younger son from physical and psychological abuse. His desire to leave his mysterious past behind him is thwarted as he pleads for him to leave her violent husband in charge. So she wants him to kill her husband, but he doesn't want to do that, so he's trying to get her away from there.
It's really complicated.
Leave her violent husband to the sharks.
That's what was supposed to happen. I want to watch them all. How am I supposed to see all the movies?
The movie was not what I expected, this guy said. Mm-hmm. It was so much better. You have to watch it with suspense and disbelief.
Yes, it was very good.
Okay. There's 2 movies.
So
two movies now.
How do I watch
Serenity?
All movies?
No, not Serenity. Serenity, the movie with Matthew McConaughey. And the new Liam Neeson movie.
How can I look at all the movies
that you've watched?
I want to see them all. I just saw it 2 seconds ago. I said, show all the movies. Oh, fuck you.
Well, I'll tell you a movie I watched. I watched Wrestling with the Family.
Yeah.
Because I'm a wrestling fanatic. Not what I expected. Very heartfelt, interesting movie. True story about the wrestler Paige. It was entertaining.
Here it is.
The Rock directed it, so of course, or wrote it, or whatever. It was an interesting movie. I don't know if I would ever have gone to see it in a movie theater. I'm glad I didn't, but I would suggest that it's worth a rental from Redbox. It's one of those movies where I think that if you're a wrestling fan, you're going to watch it anyways. And it was interesting to see her journey into the wrestling business, coming from Britain or wherever she was from, and how she got into it, and it just was kind of a cool.
You gotta tell us the whole fucking movie.
Everybody knows her story. She wrestled from Britain, and she got into WWE. She made it. So, but just cured it.
You're telling the whole movie.
Curiosity is
telling the whole movie.
Dude, it's on rental.
Is it a good movie or not? Jesus, you're a horrible movie.
Why am I a horrible movie reviewer?
You're telling everything.
Oh, well, fuck you, man.
Fuck you, man.
I don't think the movie was that.
All right.
Wasn't that exciting.
I'm the Redbox guy.
Okay.
You don't watch Redbox.
I do watch Redbox.
But I will give this movie is surprisingly one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. The Green Book. That was an amazing movie. I know you guys probably think that I'm just this hard action guy, but I like movies that have.
This looks like a
drama. No, it is, but it's more of a. It's based on a true story, and it's like a comedy, in a way, but it's about
a bouncer.
Well,
was hired by a woman to chauffeur him around.
Why can't I just tell you? I'll tell you what it's about. Fuck that review. So it's about this Italian guy who drives around, a black guy who's a famous composer, musician, during the time when there was segregation. So the good part about this movie is he's Italian, so he's already racist. He's driving a black guy around the country in part of the country where there's severe segregation. And the white people want him to entertain them, and they talk about how awesome he is, but they treat him less than human.
So he was written in 1962, it said. It was written about a 1962 incident. An 8-week concert tour with Don Shirley.
Yeah. It was amazing. Good.
Huh.
Here's another one.
That was the whole movie, is him doing music and how
I can't
people
do it.
treated him differently?
I'm not going to tell everybody. I'm just saying it was well done. Badass. Now, this is one of my top favorite movies of this year, too. Split. Ooh. Split was awesome.
You haven't ever seen Split?
I have seen Split. I own it.
So why are you giving that review? That movie's out. Did you watch Glass?
Yes, I've seen them all. I've seen the series, but Split was about awesome. Now, let me tell you why Split is awesome. Okay. So as you know that I like to read and listen to lectures about human psyche and philosophy and stuff. So I was listening to a lecture, and this is why Split was such a trip, was they were talking about how people with multi-personalities have tapped into the full use of the human mind. And that Germany was trying to, at one point, try to take people that had multiple personalities and had autism and to find out how they tapped in to the human mind, the powers of the mind. Because these people, they're finding out like a multiple personality. One guy, one of his personalities, could be allergic to bees and have the full-on, what do you call it, shock. But it's the same body, same DNA, everything. And then learn a different language, and some people have superior strength. So this show is not too far from being the truth. So you look into it. They're really looking into it right now. They're thinking that people with multiple personalities and autism and stuff have tapped into the part of the brain that they've been trying to figure out for years. So we thought they were weird, but actually they're probably, you know what I mean? They're using the whole brain. They're far more
superheroes, you're thinking?
Yeah, but in a way.
So
all right, let's talk about
the kid who has problems at school is actually got some kind of like superhero powers, like Split. He's going to climb a wall in the middle of the classroom and just be like,
well, I don't know, but maybe. But they're
flex.
talking about that their mind is not distracted by little things like we get distracted.
So they're focused.
Their focus is so intense and so it's so present that we get distracted. Like you and I are talking about dumb shit. I drop my glasses. You like stop banging on the table. The cat comes in, shits in the cat box. We're distracted. We're not focused. But these people have no option but to focus because that's how their mind works.
So question. Did you get into the Lawnmower Man back in the 80s? Did you believe that movie? Because that movie's similar to what you're talking about when he got into opening his mind playing games.
No.
And then he started becoming like a superhero. Remember?
That movie's dumb.
You didn't like the Lawnmower Man?
Fuck that. That was a knockoff from Tron.
What?
Yeah, it was a total knockoff from Tron.
No. Lawnmower Man, 80s.
Lawnmower Man.
Look at it up.
It was the actor. He was weird. He was just weird. I want to do it. I'm going to tell you. So, I got real quick because I know we're going to run out of time. Maybe, right? Stan and Ollie was pretty sad.
What?
Stan and Ollie.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see that.
It was kind of sad.
Why was it sad?
It's just those guys got fucked.
Did you get on Redwall? Is it kind of like the same situation that happened to the Three Stooges and the Little Rascals, where they all got fucked out of their money because
they got fucked. They got fucked. They lived a pretty good life, but they got fucked.
Was it interesting how they got into? How'd they get into it?
They didn't talk about that. They started out when they were already famous.
Oh.
And then how they didn't act for a long time. So, but some of these movies I get because I like the actors. So I rented Dragged Across Concrete because Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn. I like Vince Vaughn. He plays a really wicked bad guy. Matter of fact, if anybody wants to see an intense, no nonsense, I'm going to fuck you up movie.
Cell Block. What?
The Brawl on Cell Block 9.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No.
Dude, that is fucked.
I've yet to see this
Crazy.
Movie. It's on Redbox, though. I should probably rent it tonight.
He just
I can go get it.
Fucks people up. It is the coolest movie. It's unexpectedly violent. So I rented that Drag Across Concrete and dumb as fuck. And there's another movie with Stallone in here, and I saw another movie with what's his name?
What's the movie with
Bruce
Stallone?
Willis? Huh?
What's the movie with Stallone?
It's some fucking movie in here. But anyways, here's the thing. I think these older 80 actors are just getting paid. Hey, you want to make $100,000? We're going to use your face, use your name, and we're going to make a shitty movie. So these actors go in and they give $100,000 performance. They barely act. They barely say anything. They're just in it. That's it. Like Dolph Lundgren was in a movie, and I rented it, and he's in it for like, I don't know, 20 minutes.
But so this goes back to what it used to be like. The main character on the front of the movie.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, I'm going to rent this movie because it's got Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. And then when you get it, and all of a sudden you're like, he's only in like 20 minutes and he dies right away or something stupid.
This is what it is. We're getting fucked by them putting all these things. Remember movies before? They used to put chicks on there, tits hanging out. And we're like, dude, we're totally going to get this. And then you rent it and there's no titties or it's not that chick. So... And let me see. I rented The Man Who Killed Hitler and then Bigfoot. Another fucking retard movie in the world.
Now, again, I'm going to go back into this. What made you even look at that movie and say that sounded like a good movie? Based on the title itself, it sounds stupid.
Okay. Why? Sam Elliott, Tombstone, Roadhouse. He's badass. I hope when I get old, I have his voice.
And he was in that. He was the main character in this movie.
Yes. When they showed the previews, they showed all the exciting parts. The rest of the movie I had to fast forward through. I was like, what the fuck's going on? I was so pissed. You know what else pisses me off? I mean, I get pissed at a lot of things, but these fucking movies about like The Vanishing right here with Gerard Butler and this was supposed to be about a Scottish lighthouse workers that go crazy and they vanished. So it was just like that, and that movie with Mark Wahlberg, where they're all on the boat. What was that movie called? Where
he's a ship guy and he's fishing.
Yeah, with George Clooney.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie.
Okay, here's the thing: they all fucking died and they disappeared.
Right?
How did they even know how to make a movie based off actual events?
Because one of the fish could talk.
There's no record.
One of the fish could talk and told them the whole story when the boat crashed.
So what did they do? Do they just go to their relatives and say, hey, what do you think happened? Well, I had a dream. How much money do I get for my dream? You fucking...
So I got to ask you, so when you step up to a redbox and you start selecting through the movies for your night, do you look at the pictures or do you actually read the description of the movie?
I read a little bit about that.
What's the first thing if you were to say, this is the number one reason why I rent this movie, would it be pictures or description?
This movie, The Upside, was stupid.
I'm going to disagree. That was a great movie.
That was a fucking dumb movie
that
because
was a great movie.
Shit. The very end of it was totally thrown together. It was like, no,
it was a true story.
Bullshit. The end of it was thrown together. The guy's almost ready to die, and all of a sudden, here comes fucking Kevin Hart and takes him for a ride and then puts him on a parasail again, then introduces his girlfriend. He's like, oh, my work is done. Heaven can wait. What's his name? Michael Landon. And he walks away and fucking this guy's life is all better again. What the fuck?
I like the movie.
No, the movie was good until the end. I was like, they're like, shit, we're running out of time.
So does that happen to you? Does that happen to you when you watch a movie and all of a sudden the end of it's terrible? You just say the whole movie fucking sucks?
Yeah, because it made me watch it for 2 hours.
It made me so angry at this movie.
So here's a day I'm going to give...
I want to know your approach to renting.
We're
gonna help those people. Say, how do I approach a redbox and become a master movie watcher like Max?
This is my post-workout stuff. Usually I'm eating Cheetos.
Water and coffee. Go. Don't try to avoid it. I want to know
I'm not. Okay, here's how it goes. Okay. This is the day. This is what I do. This is my what do you call it? My routine.
Yeah, it's your routine at the redbox.
I leave work, and next to my work is a Redbox, a Walgreens with a Redbox, and they have two. Which is kind of cool because since I'm a big Redbox guy, I can return one
while looking for another.
While looking at the other one, if there's no fucks standing there reading the description on every fucking movie. That's okay. So I walk up there, and if I see like 4 old people, I'm like, I'm going to pass on Redbox tonight because by the time those people pick the movie they want to watch, I could have watched 4 because They're fucking up there and they're arguing about movies and they're reading them all. And they don't know what they want. And you're just like, ugh, fuck. I'm standing there with my 2 movies. They know I want to return them. And sometimes I'll go, can I do this real quick? And they look at me like I'm the asshole. So a couple times I've gave them to people and say, hey, can you return this for me?
Wow, that's a lot of faith. They could have just kept it.
But I do it with my knife open. You return this for me?
Have you ever?
No, I told them, I go, is that your car right there? And they're like, yeah. I go, I got your plates. Return my movie. I know where you live.
Yeah.
See? No. So anyways, I walk up. If there's nobody around me and the sun, there's a certain time of the day where the sun glares on the screen, which is awful. So you got to stand a certain way. And if I forgot my glasses, then I pretty much pick it by the picture. I pick it by the picture because I can't read anything. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm like standing there and I'm like,
Have you ever picked one by the picture and it's been good?
No.
No.
So anyways, so I go through and I look at them and then I'll pick it. So like I picked Vice, the Dick Cheney movie.
Yeah.
That was awesome. He's a bastard and the government is a bunch of fucking ruthless pricks. Has nothing to do with America, but that was pretty gross how that whole thing went down.
So all behind the scenes of the government.
It was his story about what he fucking. But it was
Who
well done.
Who played him?
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite. It was really good. It's good, but a lot of people I've talked to have watched it. Says it makes them sick about how everything went down. But it was kind of like they did it like a documentary style. Who's that guy? Scorsese.
Yeah.
That's how it kind of was done. You know, it was well done. Well done.
All right.
I thought so. But, so I stand there, and then I push the little button, and I rent it. And then they ask me, do you want to upgrade for a Blu-ray? And I'm like, no. And then it says, do you want to rent it for 2 nights?
Have you ever watched a Blu-ray before?
Yes, it sucks.
Fantastic.
I don't think there's any difference. What it sucks is I watch these on my PlayStation, and the buttons for regular DVD are easy, but the Blu-ray, you gotta fucking touch this one and then loop this one over. Sucks. So I pick them, and if it's my night off, like if I didn't come here and do the show, I'd probably get like 3 movies.
Yeah. And you watch them all in one night?
No, because what happens is I get food, and I prepare myself to watch the movie.
Okay.
And I eat, and then I lean back, and I fall asleep.
That's the signs of old age.
And then I look up and I rewind. But that's the cool thing about DVD. I can go back to where I left off. So I go back and I watch it, and then I finish it off.
All right.
I don't binge watch anymore. Like
so
I
give
used
me if I was going to rent a movie tonight, the 3 movies that I should rent. Putting you on the spot. While you're looking it up, I'm going to give you the top 20 movies that Redbox recommends. And the top 20 movies that Redbox recommends is Cold Pursuit, which you liked.
Yeah, if you want to just
Fighting with the Family, which I thought was a decent movie. Wasn't awesome, but it was interesting. The Upside, which Max thinks is stupid at the end, but it was a good movie. I would say Kevin Hart, and I like the guy who plays Malcolm Middle's dad anyway, so
he's awesome.
And then What Women Want, or What Men Want, I don't think I've seen it, and I don't think
What
I'm
the
interested.
Fuck?
That's the one with Tracy Morgan and some girl.
Fuck.
And then
Tracy
Dragon,
overrated.
The Hidden World from the How to Train a Dragon series. The Lego Movie.
No.
Isn't It Romantic?
No.
Happy Death Day 2.
These are the top 20.
This
Seriously?
is what they say. Glass.
Glass is awesome.
Serenity, which you said
Who doesn't
was a
like
good movie.
Glass?
A Dog's Way Home.
Ooh.
The Mule, which I haven't seen.
The Mule is...
But
okay.
I met a girl who's
I've
in the
seen
movie at the comedy festival I was just at.
I can tell you about The Mule. I saw The Mule.
Okay.
It is
First of all, does he really look that old, or do you think they made him look that old?
Oh, he looks old as fuck.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's becoming his regular movie style, like Gran Torino. And he composed all the music, so it's all this like
Was he
classic
similar
piano.
to his character from Gran Torino?
Yep.
Yeah.
The only part of it was kind of funny when he talked about the black people. He's like, he called them the N-word when he was helping change
In
the
the movie?
tire. He's like, hey, we don't call that, sir. And he goes, huh, really? He's just funny.
Because he's old.
He's old.
Aquaman is another one. Miss Bala.
Dude, let me just tell you. Are you going to watch?
Escape Room.
Are you going to watch it with your woman?
Bumblebee. Oh, Miss Bala? You seen this?
No, are you going to watch it with your woman?
What?
The movie.
Which movie?
No, are you going to... Are you going to watch a movie with...
Maybe.
With your wife?
I'm telling you what movies I'm watching. They also recommend Holmes and Watson, which I think was okay. Was funny.
There was only a couple parts that were
John
funny.
Wick 2.
John Wick 2 is good.
And Spider-Man, the cartoon version, which I haven't seen that either.
No.
All right.
So, I would watch Green Room or Green Book.
That's your one movie.
Number one pick.
Green Book.
Yes.
Okay.
Equalizer 2. Have you seen it?
No.
Equalizer's good. It's like John Wick, but at least there's a storyline. Right?
Okay.
I would watch... Don't watch Replicas. That was awful. It's fucking done. Holmes and Watson dumb. Bumblebee stupid. Fucking they're making the robots like they have a heart and they can cry. And it's just retarded.
You didn't like the idea that they had Bumblebee, how you found out he talks through the radio?
Yeah. No, I just think it's dumb. That Venom is Venom. Venom was awesome.
You liked Venom.
Yeah, Venom.
All right. So I got a movie for you need to watch. Logan Lucky.
Oh, I've seen that.
Like it?
Hell yeah.
It was a good movie.
Yeah, so it was
based on the character, you wouldn't think it was a good movie based on the picture, but when you watch it, it's very funny, a very interesting movie.
It was just as good as Baby Driver. Have you seen Baby Driver?
No, but I've heard it was a decent movie.
Baby Driver is awesome. Baby Driver was just as good as Logan Lucky.
Now, I'll give you a movie I watched.
White Boy Rick was pretty weird.
Now, I watched White Boy Rick twice. I liked it.
Yeah, it was weird.
I thought it was a very interesting movie. I thought the character who played White Boy Rick was pretty cool.
The kid?
I thought that, I thought he did a good job.
Yep.
I liked the part with, who's the dad?
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey did a good job being his dad.
Yep.
I thought his sister actually played a really good role being a druggie. The movie itself was very interesting, and I liked it. I watched it twice.
So here it is. We Die Young. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Okay?
Yeah.
He's on the cover.
Yeah.
Right?
He dies right away.
No. He's on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He can't talk.
In the movie?
Yes.
Why?
Because he damaged his voice box in the war.
He's Bumblebee.
Now, here's the funny part. This is what I'm talking about where they use him. So it's him on the cover, right?
Yeah.
He barely speaks the entire movie, and it's about the Mexican cartel, the gang 13, whatever they call them. And it is horrible. It is just a horrible movie. Horrible.
What? Just because of he can't talk, or just the movie itself?
The movie itself.
Well, here's a movie I'm going to challenge you to go see. Zombies 2. The picture of itself tells you this looks like a decent movie. This looks like a good movie.
I heard
the thing about it is you can watch these trailers.
No, fuck those trailers.
These trailers will tell you.
Dude.
Gentlemen,
I am sick of
I'm going for the
trailers.
big game. Giselle, stick close to the western edge.
What did you shoot her up with?
A magic potion.
How long has she looked like this?
I didn't know they could do that.
Dude, fuck those trailers. They're such a rob. They spend all their money.
The animals are going crazy!
The toxin.
Horrible.
I created it so I can counteract.
Retard
It's
city.
changing.
What was that?
I don't know. It says this time the animals out again.
You know what's funny is they have Backdraft 2 on it. How long ago was Backdraft 1 made? In the 80s.
Well, I think Backdraft 2 is actually old, too.
What?
I think Backdraft 2 is actually an old movie.
Let me see. You're bullshit.
Now, I'm going to give you a thumbs-up movie, a TV show that you need to watch, but you
Got
can only
2
watch
stars.
it if you have YouTube. The Cobra Kai second season. That is a fucking badass movie, and how it ends is
Don't tell me.
completely upsetting because it just ended for no reason. The ending of it was completely ridiculous. And then it just ended in like a fucked up part. I thought it was supposed to be a Karate Kid, Johnny versus the fuck's his name? What's Ralph Macchio? What's his name in the Danny?
Pussy.
I forget his name, but anyway, he's the Karate Kid. But this is the best part about the Cobra Kai is they made the victim is Johnny. He's living a shitty life. He gets back into karate.
He was a dick.
And it was all back the second season. It's all because he lost to that tournament. He lost in that tournament, and it fucked his whole life. And so, Karate Kid Ralph Macchio becomes a car salesman, successful, gets a bunch of money, and Johnny is a handyman who fucking lives in an apartment and is like completely just down in the dumps and starts a karate studio, all because he lost the tournament. So kids, if you fuck up in that kickball game that you were playing in high school, or if you screw up that soccer game in your elementary days, it could fuck up your whole life and you're not going to be successful. So
Shit.
I think about that today. I didn't hit that ball over the home run fence. We could have won that state championship baseball game, and it never went my way since. Everything went downhill, and I struggled.
That's because their fucking parents let him be a victim. And they didn't say, suck
Johnny,
it up.
You never even saw Johnny's parents. It was all about the Cobra Kai main sensei.
What happened to that guy? He
And
died.
that guy shows back up in the second
He's
season.
still alive?
He shows up, and
Shit.
he takes over Johnny's fucking studio. And he starts making all these kids go, you guys got no retreat, no surrender kind of attitude, and you got to fucking fight everybody and beat them down. And Johnny's like, I don't do that anymore. And he's like, fuck you. These are my guys now. And everybody's like, yeah. And then so they like kind of push Johnny. Now Johnny's in between having to deal with this old sensei turning his kids against him. And then you got Danny over here being Karate Kid asshole bully. And then Johnny's in between going, all I want is a Coors Light and a good woman. That's pretty much it.
What happened to Miyagi?
So Mr. Miyagi's dead in this series. And
He's dead in real life, right?
No. Pat Morana's still alive, I believe.
Oh, it's funny you know his name.
Because he's been in other movies.
Dude,
I am a Karate Kid enthusiast. I would say out of all the Karate Kid shows, I'll put it back this way. When Karate Kid came out, I started karate.
you got a little excited.
I got into karate, and then when I got into karate, I started learning karate, and you did karate, so don't fucking act like you don't do karate. And then I remember I went and I got in a fight at school, and I tried to do like a kick, and the kid grabbed my foot, threw me on the ground, and punched me in the face. So no one taught anything about after they grab your foot, what do you do in karate at that moment? You just stand there and oops.
That's because karate is fucking bullshit.
No,
I'm coming at you like this.
So
They should just
they taught me how to use a bow staff and jump over bags and do ninja rolls. And that's so. So, anyways, I remember that. That's how I got into Karate Kid. And when you know what, back in the '80s, karate movies were badass anyway.
That's because Bruce Lee was the shit.
But every movie, come on, Cyborg, Claude Van Damme,
Claude Van Damme. That's his brother.
Cyborg.
John Claude Damme.
And then what was the other movie that he was in? Kickboxer.
Yeah,
and
John Claude Van Damme.
Bloodsport.
Bolo.
Yeah, and that guy, you see that guy now, that he's all skinny. He
Bolo?
used to be a professional bodybuilder. And he was from all the Bruce Lee movies. Anyways,
Bolo.
so we'll wrap this show up with the
Bolo.
movie reviews from Max and the Redbox approach to renting a good Redbox movie at the kiosk. Got anything else to say before we wrap it up?
We really didn't discuss Redbox movies too much.
You did. You talked about the Redbox movies you watch.
Next time, I will have this. I'll be better prepared.
That's no fun that way. It's more fun to catch you off guard. Have you do what we say.
Fine. Deuces.